There are certain times I slept and I woke up and I just knew my exam questions. Yeah, it happened. Hello everyone, it's your girl Queen and you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're a returning subscriber, you know I love you. Left to right kidney. And if it's your first time here, grab a chair. And if you are yet to subscribe, what are you waiting for? You want passports? You want me to? Please do subscribe. We always have a wonderful time on this channel. Today we'll be talking about something that has been on my mind for weeks now. Yes, we'll be talking about how we Christians, how we believers, we sabotage ourselves, we corrupt God's glory, we try to help God. So, how do we try to help God? Well, follow. Some of us Christians, we are in the habit of helping God. How do we do this? We do this by trying to interfere in His processes for our life. Like we want to speed up things that we think are God's way for our life. This is very, let's say for example, God gave you this job and now they are laying off some workers and you are anxious. You don't know what to do. What can I do? What can I do? I don't want to lose my job. How can I keep my job? And perhaps there is this ungodly option of paying a bribe or sleeping with your boss. And you've waited. You've given you a deadline, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 2 months. Certain they're giving you a notice and you're like, oh, should I do it? Should I not do it? And all of a sudden, this job that you prayed for, this job that you fasted for, this job that is supposed to be a platform for you to represent Christ, it is this job that you want to keep that would cause you to compromise on your standard. So, because God is, you prayed about it and God seems silent, or it seems that God is taking a little bit too long, you decide to go ahead and sleep with your boss, or you paid a certain amount of money. And some of us, we are really very interesting, would still have the audacity to come to church. I want to hear that testimony. Somebody knows, somebody always knows. You would share that testimony of how God preserved your job. They were laying others off work. They were firing some persons, or you retained your job. And maybe you even got promoted. Then there is somebody that would see that post, somebody would see that video, somebody in the congregation will hear you share your testimony, and they will be like, now wow for church people know. Because the person knows the story. The person knows that you paid to be promoted. The person knows that you slept with your boss. What if you had just waited a little bit more? What if you had not helped God? What if you had been a little bit patient? And then when you stand on that altar to share your testimony in the midst of God's children, it will be valid. Sorry, something transport. Let me just put it away. Once you stand on that altar or you stand before anybody to share this testimony, it will be valid. Trying to help God reduces the potency of your testimony. Okay, now let me share this testimony. My academic journey, my uni days, I graduated 2021. Yes, I graduated 2021. I've had my shares of that struggles and then Nigerian corrupt lecturers and all of those things. I've had my own fair share of it, but I also had choices, and there are certain things that I chose to do. Glory be to God. I graduated in the first class. Jesus did it. Glory to God. It's God. It's God. Well, when I did it, I'm not particularly a public person. I don't like to share so much of my life on social media. Then I remember the prayer I made in my year one that I wanted to graduate in the first class. I would work for this. Oh God, I am banking on your grace. And I want to do it the right way. Because some persons, when I would say this to a few persons that I mentioned, it would be like, it's a nice goal, you're a smart girl, but it's not really possible. You know, Nigerian lecturers will frustrate you. You have to pay for the grades, even if you've worked for it. Some of them will pressurize you to give sex for grades and all of those things. So when I went through uni, 4 years, that turned to 5 years, no thanks to coronavirus and ASU strike. So after I did all of that and I graduated for first class, I didn't want to share the testimony. Then I remember that prayer that I made that I wanted to be an example that believers can do it the God way and still be top in their classes. I did share that testimony that I graduated with the first class without having to bribe any lecturer. I didn't pay for grades. I without having to sleep with anybody, without having to cheat. I did not have to copy from any single place. I had my course mates online. I had so many persons following me. What if that testimony was not true? And I'm not telling you that I did not have my tough moments. There have been times that I've been tested. There's one certain time we had a test in genetics, I think. I even went into I went into the hall for the test, the venue for the test. I went into that venue for the test with my handbook, or was it my textbook or not? But I know I went with something because I felt that unity is difficult now and I've not really prepared for it. But I don't even have need for it. And I know some of us that said the same thing in our year one, by year two, year three, we were going into exam hall with bullets, with double. They were paying lecturers, they were compromising on their stand. So I'm not the only person who graduated first class in my department at that time. But I believe what gave me the boldness to share that testimony on that platform is because I knew the stand, the ground on which I got that. It was indeed God's glory. So if I had said that Jesus did it, no one would be like, who will be this one? So we pay lecturer. But this one that was always copying, it did not come in. So if that you trying to help God, we corrupt God's glory. You are sabotaging yourself. It will reduce the potency of your testimony. As hard as it was, because I didn't interfere in God's will for my academics. When people come to me and be like, I had to graduate with the first class, can you share some study tips? I I love doing that. I'll be more than willing to share general study tips, to share my private, my personal tips. Has also given me a platform every single time to witness about Jesus Christ, because truly I did it on God. There are certain times I slept and I woke up and I just knew my exam questions. Yeah, it happened. Like, I'll just have the impression, you know what, this question will just come to my mind and I'll begin to study for it. And I'll go to the exam hall and it is there. It is there. The Holy Spirit is my guide. God is interested. When I hear people say, your relationship with God is not just about speaking in tongues, fasting, praying, being truthful, healing the sick. God is interested in your academics. He's interested in your business. He's interested in your marriage. He's interested in your health. He's interested in every single thing about you. So if you would let him, can you truly, truly, truly let him? So when people come to tell you, how did you get that job? How did you marry right? How do you grow your business? You are able to truly maximize what God has done in your life, because that testimony, it is potent. You know it is potent. People around you who were witnesses to the process know it is. The devil knows it's potent. Even God knows it's true. So in that testimony that you share, because you chose to hold fast to God even when it was trying, even when it was hard, even when it was not so convenient, you bring glory to God. You have the opportunity to witness to people. I did this and I did this, but first of all, I banked on God in choosing. Like, so when they come to give, ask you for marital advice, business advice, academic advice, advice in business, and their health goals, like, I did this and I did it, but first of all, it was God. It was God. This is what I did. This is how I did. This is how I did it through God. So it gives you an opportunity to truly witness about Jesus. It's very common for believers and single believers intending to marry. If you have trusted God to choose your life partner for you, can you just step aside? Can you step aside? I am not saying it is wrong to choose. You can always choose and be like, Daddy, what do you think of this person? That's fine. Or there are some other persons, some persons will just fall in love and they would marry God's will. But there are some other persons that God will single out their partners for them. And that is how they would marry. So if you've trusted God to choose your life partner for you, He will. So leave it at that. Stop going around having dreams of exes, because as a sister, every single fireful, I just say fireful, very Nigerian thing to say, right? Well, as a sister or a brother that loves the Lord, every single beautiful sister that loves the Lord, she looks like a potential wife to you. So you start dating. Yeah, you see her dating and breaking up, dating and breaking up, dating and breaking up. So by the time you meet the person that God has chosen for you, you have behind you, have a train of exes, 15, 20 persons, maybe from the same city, or even 3 from your congregation. And parents also cope with that. Please don't tell me that the past does not matter, please. Your past has a lot to play, and some parents cannot really bear that. So in all, God is very interested in you. He got this. As soon as you've put it in His hand, you've committed it to His care. He is interested in doing this because He cares about you, and He is a protector of His glory. Can you let Him be? Can you just stop doing things? Stop interfering. As long as you've played your part within godly standard, within godly structures, can you just relax? Can you just step out and wait it out? Can you just wait on God? Stop interfering, okay? If you are believing God for a marriage partner, It's okay. It's a beautiful one. Stop piling up excess. Can you just wait and hear him? Can you stop choosing on your emotions? If you are trusting God for your grades, can you do your part? Study. Can you just do your part? Study. Give it your best and trust Him. You don't have to cheat. You don't have to go in with anything. You don't have to pay anybody. Are you trusting God for your business, for your contracts? Can you do your part and not lobby? So that's just it. Be still and know that He is God. God got you on this. He has your back. Get out of His way. Stop trying to help Him.